Hello, I'm Michael. Welcome to Joe's. We've hired the most incredibly talented, good-looking, charismatic, sophisticated, and humble magician. Do you want to see something amazing? Or should I get Joe so you can complain? And that is how I would introduce myself to every table when I was doing magic in restaurants and pubs. 25 years ago, some of you weren't even alive, I had a year in between leaving the Navy and starting law school. And rather than doing something sane, I decided to take my hobby, wait for it, and turn it into a profession. I had no clue what I was getting myself into. That year was like getting a PhD level education in managing mistakes and colossal failures in front of live audiences. But those lessons have lasted me a lifetime. Through law school, into the courtroom as a federal prosecutor, and today when I teach communication and storytelling. Today, we are gonna have fun. I'm gonna tell you some stories, a little outrageous, show you some magic, and share with you what I learned about surviving and thriving when things go wrong when you're performing. You all are gonna be inspired. You're gonna walk out of here feeling a little bit more comfortable and confident the next time you speak up or you speak out in class, in the office, or in any venue, maybe even on a TEDx stage. So, what is it like to be a restaurant magician? Your job is to bring fun and get a huge tip. You do this by walking up to complete strangers that have been drinking, often to excess, interrupting their conversation, turning that annoyance hopefully into joy, maybe wonder, and all of this is happening while glasses are clinking, children are screaming, orders are being taken, food is being thrown on the table, and drinks as well. And these giant trays are rushing past you at breakneck speeds. What could go wrong? Everything all at once and in every direction. Oh, and you're doing it 25 to 30 times every night. Mistakes in this environment are inevitable, but I keep a list of my most memorable mishaps. I was once so eager, I stepped over a seeing eye dog and asked a blind man to pick a card. I once stole this gorgeous, gorgeous Rolex and dropped it on the hardwood floor. There was an incident with a full glass of red wine and someone's brand new white cashmere sweater I'm still haunted by, and she still calls. But the granddaddy of them all was my first week. It was a brunch. I remember it was an El Torito. I walked up to a table, I introduced myself, and then I turned to the woman at the head of the table and I said, imagine that you have a deck of cards in your hands. And she said to me, I don't have hands. I felt like I was falling from a high place. It is the first time in my entire adult life that I can remember losing the ability to speak. Eventually, after what felt like forever, she leaned back and placed on the table 2 perfectly manicured hands. She was just messing with me. In the beginning, the mistakes started mounting. Eventually, I started noticing a pattern, and it wasn't a pleasant one. I think part of my problem is I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Where are my people? The perfectionists in the audience? Notice about half of the people have raised their hands and the other half are lying. My instincts, when I would make mistakes, would be to apologize, justify, explain. None of that helped me. None of that helped my audience. And here's the thing that really I hate, because I should have known better. I should have understood sooner, because magic is all about misdirection. And what was I doing? I literally was directing the attention of my audience to the thing I hated the most. Here's my question for you. When you make mistakes, what are your instincts? Do you freeze like a deer in the headlights? Do you babble, justify, explain? Here's my favorite. Do you stomp? All of those things literally command the attention of your audience and then force them to bear witness to your self-loathing. Stop. The next time that you make a mistake, redirect the room. Come back to your message, your theme, your idea. I promise you, they will follow you. And here's the first takeaway. Don't spotlight mistakes. Redirect attention. Now, I'm dying to tell you my second story, but before I do that, I've got to give you some context. I need to show you the magic I was trying to create before all hell broke loose. And for that, I need the assistance of someone from the audience. We picked someone earlier. Shittage. Stage right. Stage left. Hi, Shittage. Come on out. Get on the other side of me. Give him a big hand. You're right here, Shittage. Right here. Now, in the interest of time and to make sure that he felt completely comfortable, I met Shittage briefly. I asked him one question. And that one question was, I wanted him to think of somebody that was important to him that he was going to speak to in the next month. Have you told anybody that name?
I have not.
You're sure?
Very.
Now, there are some doubters in the audience, Shittage. Are you a plant?
I am not.
Have you been hired to make me look good?
No.
Okay.
I can guarantee you.
All right. Shittage, my goal is to try and figure out the person that you're thinking of, okay? I want you just to take a deep breath, let it out, forget that there are thousands of people watching us, okay? I want you to just think of the last time you spoke with this person, okay? Can you hear their voice?
Yes, I can.
Hear their voice in your head. All right, I have to tell you, I feel male energy. Am I on track?
You are.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to explode the name in your mind. Not the first letter, but explode the name in your mind. And I want you to think of one letter in their name.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, I got a couple. One that stands out. Are you thinking of the letter N?
No.
No. Is there an N in the word?
No.
There's not an N in the word.
Yes, there is, actually.
I love you so much. Are you okay?
Yes.
Because I'm not. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to just look down, spell the name not out loud, don't move your lips, and then look up when you're done.
Okay.
All right. Is it 4 or 5 letters?
4.
4 letters. Perfect. I feel tremendous respect as you think about this. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is
Yeah.
this like a guide for you, something like that?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. What's your relationship with this person?
He's my mentor.
He's your mentor. Oh, perfect. All right. Is the first letter of this person's name in the first half or the second half of the alphabet?
The first letter.
First letter of the name.
Is it in the first half of the alphabet?
A
or
to
the
M
second?
or N to Z? Don't worry. Look at me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Look right here. H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
It's in the second half.
It's in the second half. I love you so much. All right, Shittich. I think I know. If I get it right, let everyone know. If I'm close, let everyone know.
Okay.
If
Okay.
I'm wrong, I get another guess
Okay.
and another chapter for this lecture.
Okay. Deal.
The next time you're on the phone with Sean,
That's right.
awesome. Give him a big hand. Thank you.
That is
you
the
were
name.
so good. You did so
Thank
good.
you.
Come on. Head on off. My favorite thing to do in magic. When it works, and it doesn't always, and it was close, I feel a sense of wonder. What could go wrong? So it is my second week. First week, lady with the hands. Second week, it's another brunch. I don't know what it is about brunches. It is an Irish pub. I walk up to the table. There's this woman at the table, and I say to her, think of anybody. I work with her. I get the name exactly. I mean like butter, exactly right. I am expecting wonder. She breaks down in tears, crying uncontrollably. Her boyfriend starts crying uncontrollably. I start crying in front of 100 people trying to have pancakes. She ended up picking her brother, and her brother had passed away. In the end, it worked out fine. I sat with her, we talked. She thanked me, she hugged me. She left feeling lighter. I stayed traumatized, never wanting to have that experience again. After that incident and several others, I started doing something that I call what if planning. If something ever happened, or I thought it might happen, I would develop a plan, either to figure out how to make sure it didn't happen, or exactly what I would do if it did. This gave me great confidence. It stopped me from pre-suffering, and if it did come up in performance, I was like, oh, okay, I know what to do. Did anyone see what I did differently with Shittich? Instead of asking, think of anybody, I said, think of someone you're going to speak to in a month. Brilliant. I've never had that problem again. I used to do these amazing card tricks, and they'd pick a card and I'd deliver it, and the people would forget their cards. The rule became, any card selected, 3 people had to see, 2 of them sober. I believe the world's a better place when people speak, especially when it's challenging. Here's my question for you. What if planning do you need in order to speak, in order to find your voice? Are you afraid you're going to get lost in thought? Are you afraid someone's going to ask you a tough question? Maybe you're afraid that you're going to get embarrassed. I promise you there are strategies and solutions that you can find that will help you, either to eliminate or mitigate that problem. Find them. Now, I don't need to be a rocket scientist or a mind reader to know what all of you are thinking. All right, maybe some of you are thinking. Michael, you can't plan for everything. What happens if something unexpected happens? There's a plan for that. When something unexpected happens, tension rises in the room. You pause, you wait, and you say, wow, that was unexpected. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a laugh. It doesn't matter if they laugh. It acts as a pressure release. They get a chance to take a breath, and so do you, and you get to move on. And so here is the lesson. Don't hope, plan. Because confidence doesn't come from thinking nothing's ever going to go wrong. Confidence comes from knowing you're going to be okay when it shows up. By the end of that year, I was feeling pretty cocky. I thought that I had learned everything that I needed to know about mistakes. I was mistaken. About 15 years ago, I was performing in a venue like this. Ceiling a little bit lower, there was a PowerPoint. We still had PowerPoint projectors with bulbs right about there. And 15 minutes into the program, it exploded. Showering poison, glass, smoke, all over me and everyone in the first 3 rows. All of you. And I said, wow, that was unexpected. Some of you have been paying attention. I then said, thank goodness, I hate PowerPoint. They make me do it. Now we're just going to have a great conversation. At the end, I got the feedback that night, and as I read it, I got some of the highest feedback I'd ever gotten. But here's what shook me. A lot of the people specifically said the program got better after the explosion. Let me assure you, I did not become a better speaker because the appliance above my head exploded. But something magical had happened in that moment. Up until that point, I believed you survived mistakes. You got past them. What I had yet to realize was mistakes can transform the moment. Because in that moment, everyone's attention is sharpened. The mind expects one thing, and the body and the reality delivers another. And in that moment, you all are completely present. Mistakes aren't something you manage. Sometimes they're the very moment your audience leans in, wakes up, and decides that they trust you, that they're ready to follow you. And here's the takeaway. Embrace the magic of the moment. Because mistakes are not the end of influence. Sometimes they are the very heart of it. And once you understand that, you can allow your fear of mistakes to go and use those moments to build better connections with your audience. In the end, this talk is not about mistakes. It's about learning to see those moments differently. Moments that empower all of us to say the things that need to be said to the people that need to hear them the most. And if there's a mistake, don't spotlight it. And if there's some fear, trust yourself and your plan. And if the unexpected arises, embrace the magic of the moment. Because the world does not need more perfect voices. It needs yours. Thank you.